I'm not sure if you were in Parliament, Mahesh Jethmalani, when that happened, but was that a loose comment by Amit Shah or was he misquoted?
And again, I have to just preface this by saying I'm not a member of Parliament at the moment.
Yes,
but
please,
yes, it was nothing. What Amit ji said was unexceptional. Let me tell you, this is a distorted version of what he's put out, and Amit ji has clarified it. He actually said that you can take Ambedkar ji's and you must take Ambedkar ji's name 100 times. And he has repeatedly in his speech praised it. So you take one sentence, that also you distort it. It actually is a forgery. It's a case of forgery to smear somebody's reputation by distorting his
Also, this
speech.
Parliament session has not gone very well for them. And now, I don't, viewers, what caused me concern, I say this to Mahesh Jethmalani, was that Mallikarjun Kharge was calling for violence. He said that people will lay down their lives, which means he's openly calling for violence. Which means he's calling for street violence, he's calling for caste-based rioting to happen in this country. That's my
What happened in Parliament during the Constitution debate was a complete exposure of the feet of clay. Not only are they subverters as opposed to the saviors they claim about the Constitution, but the debates also pointed out how the forefathers of the present dynasty, Mr. Jawaharlal Nehru, how badly and shabbily he had treated Ambedkar. Arnab, the best way to answer these so-called saviors of the Constitution who today pay obeisance only to try and get the Dalit vote to Dr. Ambedkar is to reproduce and make public and highlight Ambedkar ji's own speech, Dr. Ambedkar's speech, resigning from Parliament as Law Minister on 10th of October 1951. Let me just read. First of all, viewers must know that Jawaharlal Nehru opposed the inclusion of Dr. Ambedkar in the interim cabinet of 1946. Dr. Ambedkar was finally included in the cabinet, not at the instance of Jawaharlal Nehru, because Jawaharlal Nehru detested him, but at the instance of Gandhiji. That's why he came in the cabinet. He was then made to resign from the cabinet. And this, I just want to read two parts. I just want to read two little excerpts from his speech. It is now 4 years, 1 month and 26 days since I was called by the Prime Minister to accept the office of Law Minister in his cabinet. The offer came as a great surprise to me. I was in the opposite camp and had already been condemned as unworthy of association when the interim government was formed in 1946. I was left to speculate as to what could have happened to bring about this change in the attitude of the Prime Minister. The change was not an attitude in the Prime Minister, that is Jawaharlal Nehru. The change was because Gandhiji has said that it's not just the Congress party who has fought for independence, but many people outside the Congress party, and we need to associate them in the government. Then, one of the main reasons why he finally resigned was because of the lukewarm treatment given for the rights of scheduled tribes, to the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. Ambedkar ji was at pains to point out in that speech that I've been looking for some redress for scheduled castes, ill treatment over the years and scheduled tribes, but nothing has come. And this is what he says about Jawaharlal Nehru. Compare the concern the government shows over safeguarding the Muslims. The Prime Minister, that is Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, whole time and attention is devoted for the protection of only people. Is devoted for the protection of people who do not really need protection. Are the scheduled castes, scheduled tribes and Indian Christians not in need of protection? What concern has he shown for these communities? So far as I know, none. And yet there are communities which need far more care and attention than the Muslims.
But isn't it totally hypocritical then that Priyanka Vadra and Rahul Gandhi are holding up pictures of the man who their great-grandfather hated with all his heart? And
hated Arnab to the point where he refused to have a memorial. He refused to have a memorial for Dr. Ambedkar.
Yes, I'm aware of that. In fact, there's a particular interview that Ambedkar gave to the BBC, where he even criticized Mahatma Gandhi. And these are, this is the reality of our country's history, viewers. We have always, represented Mahatma Gandhi. I have great respect for him, but I also know his frailties, his mistakes, and I disagree with his nature of politics. And we have built up Nehru as to some kind of political superman and great man, which he was not. Nehru was a very, very insecure, very, very narrow-minded person who couldn't stand the popularity of Netaji and the wisdom and education of Ambedkar, and therefore he was very competitive with these two individuals. This and for Priyanka Vadra and Rahul Gandhi to hold up pictures of a man who their great-grandfather fought and put all his political arsenal to defeat. How opportunistic this is. And, but for programs like this, people would assume that the Gandhi, Vadra, Nehru family were together with Ambedkar. They were not. They were bitter foes.
Let me just say one more thing, Arnab. One more. The complete contempt. The Gandhi Vadra family today only uses the Dalit as symbols, the scheduled caste community as symbols. They have no real sympathy. It's only an attempt to get a vote bank. Let me tell you what happened quickly in 2021. In 2021, a Dalit minor girl was raped and killed. Rahul Gandhi, to get a photo op, to try and show concern, jumped into the fray, went to meet the family, and exposed the identity of that girl. There's a case pending, an FIR has been lodged against him and pending till today. Do you know what happened then? In conjunction with the Delhi police, then under the AAP, they tried to say that the girl was not raped at all. This has all been exposed very beautifully and very elaborately in an article in Op India by Nupur Sharma.
Well, Mahesh Jethmalani setting up the debate as usual. Thank you very much, sir, for joining me this evening. My clear view is that I strongly suggest and recommend